Thursday, the 23rd day in the month of April 2025. Welcome to Family and Values on Galaxy Television, where we are reaching out for the stars. Yes, there was heavy downpour last night, and this morning the roads are a bit messy here and there. But we thank God the traffics were fair enough. Not too busy roads because schools have not resumed. Welcome to the show. We are streaming live on Facebook. On our YouTube page, you can download the Galaxy mobile app so you can watch us on go. A very big shout out to our Star Times family. Family and Value is a show that runs Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., just like when you screen this morning. It's a show that talks about your family, your relationship, parenting, children, everything that has to do with the society at large. Restoring lost values back to the society for sanity, to be of health, remembering the morals of tradition. That's what the show is all about. You can always participate on the show by sending in text messages, calling in via the studio lines to make sure that you have your voice heard, and we will definitely answer whatever questions you have concerning relationship, marriage, or parenting. The show promises to be very educative today, very interesting. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, I am Princess Joy Eyo Abu. My name, my heritage. Okay, so some on my way to work this morning, something happened. The driver just was on a commuter inside the same vehicle with me, and I was wondering, why do people drive and are not careful of the roads? Yes, we know there are potholes, but when you get to large bodies of water, you try to down so that you splash water because it's rain. So definitely the roads are messy. And for that lady going to work, we had spoiled her day because she had no choice. She was all messy, and I was just imagining, assuming that was me. What would I have done? Okay, but in every situation you find yourself, you try to remain calm, remain cool, and try to calculate before you take any action. And the man was not even apologetic for what he did. That was where I was getting furious. That, hey, you messed somebody's day and you're supposed to say, I'm sorry. And it was like, hey, the roads were bad. But anyway, that's a story for another day. What am I trying to say? Watch out for one another. Have the spirit of empathy in you. Be sympathetic towards one another's situation. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yes, that's what family is, togetherness. One bond, one unity. That's the essence of family. That's the essence of relationship. Yes, Galaxy Television is here to make sure we bring all the good things concerning family, restoring values. Yesterday, we had a very wonderful conversation. On Monday, we talked about premarital sex, one controversial topic. A lot of people shy away, but that's what family and value is. That topic you don't want to discuss on the show. We are excited here with our guests. And trust me, today is another day. And what you will learn today will lead you tomorrow. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, share. Don't just listen alone on those WhatsApp groups you find yourself. Please share this conversation. It will help your family. You never can know what families are going through. One of these topics will just boost somebody's family and give them a very healthy landing. All right, on that note, let's go now. Manufacture, because there is no birthday shout out this month, but to everyone celebrating, we wish you the very best. That's what family is. We celebrate with you. Let's go on the feature. When we return, the conversation will start because our guest is pretty seated here in the studio with me to have this conversation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. That was our manufacture this Wednesday, and we will be discussing the value of parental guidance. What a topic, and what a time to have this conversation. You have noticed in the society we live that children of today hardly take heed to parental guidance. When we grew up, definitely your parents cannot say yes and you say no. But we've had kids stand up to their parents in disagreement. We've had kids neglect parental guidance. And that has caused a lot of mess in the society today. Now we want to know what is really happening. Have the generation of today lost parental value? Have they lost parental guidance that we cherish so much and generations past? And what is the hope for the next generation? what kind of parental guidance would they be living on if the value for something? Now, if you value something so much, you would definitely hold it closer to your heart. You will always hear this ad. Remember the daughter or son of whom you are. Remember the family you're coming from. Those were parental guardians that kept a lot of big names moving today. But has this generation lost the value for parental guardians? Well, we have a very beautiful guest who is well knowledgeable in those areas. Take us through this journey on today's conversation. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Good morning to you. This is Ogbe Oluwadamilola Fashina. I think I got the name correctly. Yeah,
Sure,
good morning.
good
For those of
morning.
you who are seeing her for the first time, she is a gospel artist and entrepreneur and a relationship and marriage coach. Welcome and good morning to the show.
Thank you. Good
You
morning.
look beautiful this morning.
Thank you. You
And
look
behind
good
the
too.
camera, I was saying, what is it you're going to let go for me? Is it your panties, your slippers, or your top? I'm loving everything, so I want to know what you're letting go for me this morning.
You're putting me on the spot.
Okay, I am. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Parental guidance, the value for parental guidance. Now, let's start with what is parental guidance and what role does it play in the development of a child?
All right. Parental guidance is simply fathering and mothering.
Okay.
It could be said to be mentoring because children, they learn, by observing what parents do. So, setting the standard of how a child should go is called parental guidance. And when a child is born, is believed to be, just blank. So by the time they open up their eyes to see the world, they behold the father, they behold the mother. So from them, the guidance starts. We begin to teach them this is the way to go, this is what they should do. And it informs their, their value. And of course, the way they see life, they view life. Possibly parental value.
So now, I love the fact that you said standard. It's like a setting that has been made for them. What role does it really play in the development of a child's life? That guidance that has been given to them also.
Yeah, like I said, when a child is born, is as plain as anything. So the child doesn't know his right from his left. So developmental, guidance comes, of course, from what parents does. And some scientists actually say that, when a child is born, the influence of the parents, the guidance, the instructions, the precepts or whatever instructions, let me just use the word instructions the parents give, forms the emotional part of the brain and the social part of the brain. It helps to develop that part. So it informs the whole well-being of that child. So the child grows from there. And of course, basically the foundation
of
the
fact that you talked about emotional and societal and social impact.
Yes.
Now, this guidance that parents give to their children, is it part of what forms the complete emotional impact or the social aspects of that child's life? Or the child just decides that, well, this is what mommy has said, this is what daddy has said, but I have my own emotions and I want to live it that way. Has that guidance impacted on their emotional and social life?
Definitely. We are all products of our environment. Yeah, you are a product of your environment. So everything you are, basically come from where you
grew up or
yes.
born from.
So the Yorubas will say, or let me put it this way, that that is, you take your values from the home. Charity begins
at home.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it informs your whole well-being. Of course, we have social influence from outside. That's external factor. Basically, you are what you are from the inside out, not outside inside. So basically, a child grows from the house, the people she or he interacts with, from her immediate family or his immediate family.
when you say you are a product of what is from inside to outside, how does this guidance affect a child's self-esteem and confidence? Sometimes when we talk about self-esteem and confidence, even as adults, I still remember that I had to struggle with it for a while, because where I grew up from, nobody gave me that room to
To express
explore my
yourself.
self-confidence and my self-esteem. So for every time I wanted to talk or do something, I had to go back into my shell, because somebody is there to shut you up. Hey, don't say that. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now, how has that guidance that parents give affected a child, whether negatively or positively, when it comes to self-esteem, self-confidence, expression of life, how they see life generally?
Yeah, basically, parents, of course, we it's either you get it right or you get it wrong. Sometimes you can get it right, sometimes you are wrong. Our parents do not, most of the time, it's not as if they are 100% right. Like affecting a child's self-esteem and all of that. We have different types of parenting styles. We have the authoritarian, we have the permissive parent, we
Yeah.
have the authoritative, style. So if you peradventure, the way you were painting the picture, I could see a part of, authoritarian
Very,
parenting
very,
style.
where everywhere it stands.
Yeah.
You want to speak, you're stammering, you're calculating. How will I say that? Am I going to say this and that?
So an authoritarian parent will tell you, do as I say.
Hmm.
Don't
Don't
you
argue
don't
with
argue
me.
with me. If you say where, we'll
I
give
would
you a
give it
dirty slap.
to.
So God help you. But of
Hmm.
course, these days, we are increasing in knowledge. We are improving. Parents are improving, from mentoring and all of that. You see, this is the way our parents did. We should be better versions of our parents. Of course, this is Gen Z. It's different from the previous
The
generation.
previous
So we
generation.
believe that, of course, from what we have today, you say that children can express themselves
Yes.
more than our own generation.
Definitely,
You
they
know,
can.
during our own time,
You
or
dare not. You dare not speak.
if you ask my little girl that, okay, sit down, okay, mommy, why should
Why
I
should
sit
I
down there?
see it?
They are expressive, and of course, knowledge has increased. Influence on the outside. Children are mixing with different, people from different geographical location. It has informed, their lifestyle and
But
all of
I
that.
want to ask, and this question is a bit personal because of what I see around in the society and what I hear. Have this generation lost the value for parental guidance? Sometimes from where I grew up from, I still sit back and thank my parents now. Oh, thank you for fashioning my life
Yeah.
in this way, for not allowing me go this path. But what I see these days is alarming. And sometimes you question the parental value of those children. Like, is it that you're not listening to your parents, or you just want to go overboard, or you want to be bigger than your parents? Because the other day we're talking about moral decadence here in the, and we talked about a whole lot. Sometimes you just feel like these children don't just want to listen to their parents, and you start asking, has this child lost the value for parental guidance? Has this generation lost it?
Well, I don't think so. Everything we see today is a function of what the parents themselves is a reflection. Every child is a reflection of the parent. Yeah. It's a reflection. If you are the obedient parent, if you have been an obedient child, your child will definitely, fashion out his life after
Do
you.
you think it works that
It does.
way?
But I know there is external
Mm-hmm.
influence. Then we know, like I said, we are products of our environment.
Environment.
So, but basically, fundamentally, we pick our values from our parents. So when you see a child that is disobedient, somebody said that if you really want to want to shape the life of a child, give from 0 to 5.
Yes.
If it informs their
It
value.
informs the environment.
So it is the molding stage. But if parents misses it at that point, that's why you see most mothers, they want to give attention to their child from 0 to 5. If you miss it from 0 to 5, 5 to 12, then 12 is the age by which you just want to break them. And that is fire brigade approach. You see a lot of parents these days, they'll tell you, oh, he's just a child. He's just
He's
a
doing something
child.
and you're saying it's just a child.
They're
You're
not
not
correcting
putting
them.
eyes
They are
down.
not instilling the value.
Value you're
They'll say,
supposed
oh,
to.
he doesn't know. Don't worry, just leave him. When
As
he
he's
grows.
growing, he would understand
But by
better.
the time he's 12, he's already stiff. So that is what we are having today. It's not because the value is not there. It's a reflection of the work of the parent. Parenting is hard work. Just like marriage is hard work, parenting is also hard work. But a lot of people just neglect their roles. They want to give it to the caregiver, give it teachers, give it to church, let them learn from church. Yes, they will definitely learn from church,
But
learn
what
from
you
school.
give at home is more valuable and it's what the child will
Needs.
always stick to,
Yes,
whatever happens.
yes, it is what you want to present to the world. Your child is a reflection of what you are presenting to the world.
Wow, I love that your child is a reflection of what you're presenting to the world. All right, let's go on our marvel. When we return, we will still continue our conversation on the value of parental guidance. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back shortly. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Family and Values on Galaxy Television. We are reaching out for the stars. You have missed the very first part of our conversation where we are discussing the value for parental guidance. And I have said a lot that parenting is hard work. It's not what you just sweep under the curtain. It's not what you just let go. Parenting takes a lot. And she said something which caught my attention. She said, your child is a reflection of your parenting style. That one got me really, really hard. And I'm sure if you're just joining us, you've not missed anything because we are going into the part 2 of our conversation. And Mary is coming in with her question. That's so good to have you.
Thank you. Good to see you, Mom.
Welcome. So I want to ask, what are some of the effective parenting strategies or plans that can actually help to guide parents on putting all this together to actually be the parents they hope to be? Because I heard when you said, when you have always been saying the truth, you always sometimes some parents, their children actually bring them to the truth. Because the children would have, mommy, what did we eat yesterday? You said that we did not give you so amount of money. And now she wanted to, but I told you, mommy, mommy. Some kids do that. And you feel like they're embarrassing you. You feel like, are you teaching me? I told you this. They're not coming with this. So what are these effective parenting strategies to actually provide guidance and support in achieving a child's life
desire? All right. Sincerely, you can't give what you don't have. You have to work on yourself. First of all, if you're not an honest person, children learn by what you do. You can tell them, tell them I'm not at home. You are telling them to lie. Or you yourself, you are lying. And you are now telling your child not to lie. The truth is the child will lie and lie very well. So it is what you have that you present. The best way to have a wholesome child is for you to be the right parent. Model what is right. Be the right kind of person. Improve yourself from time to time. If you really want to, if there are so many values you really want to instill in your children, be the first example. If you want them to be prayerful children, like when I was much, much younger, sincerely, I was just catching cruise. When I was much younger, I grew up to see my mom wake up early in the morning to pray. She never told me to wake up in the morning to pray. I usually, in fact, most of the hymn songs that I know, not because I sat down to learn them, I learned them from hearing when she's singing. So it was a beautiful model for me. So when I got into the tertiary institution, I just discovered that it came easy for me to wake up in the morning and to go and pray. In fact, some of my friends were like, why, asking me, how do you do it effortlessly? Even myself, I could not give an answer. I learned from example. There are some unspoken words. I got it. Some things are taught, some things are caught. But most of the times, your children pick what you do. Yes, and they will question you that mommy, but you always tell us not to do this, but you are doing it.
Very
Why are you doing this? That means your words and your action are contradicting one another. That means you are not truthful in the it can confuse their brain. So you have given them a model to what they should do. You tell them something else, you do something else, and that is what you see at work. You see some people, they will tell you something else, they will do something else, and their words, their action does not match. God will help us to parents in Jesus'
What's
name.
the role of effective listening in parental guidance?
Wow.
And bringing it to the fact that we live in a very busy society where you come back, you're tired, you're exhausted, you just want to listen. Now, I'll share a very practical experience with you. Yesterday, I go back and I entered my face. I was like, and when you left, someone was calling me, because I was leaving and she was like, Mommy, peace out. And so when she went to buy something, one guy was just coming and was like, and she's like, leave me alone. She was like, I'm still a baby. She was, I'm just and somebody that was selling now told the guy, aren't you hearing this girl? Can't you hear her? Why are you? And the guy was like, she's now. So when I got back, right at the entrance, she was eager to.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was almost saying, can you allow me? But when I now heard a guy, I said, no, no, no. This one is more than one. So I asked like, oh yeah, follow me into the room. Let's be listening. So how effective? What's the role of effective listening? Listening when it comes to parental guidance.
And like I said, parents, you are the first friend to your child. You have to learn to befriend your child. So even from small, you learn to
To
befriend them.
befriend them,
Yes,
even when it's not.
they must be your friend. So, and of course, if you really know what friendship is, I'm so big on friendship. So if you really know what friendship is all about, your child wants to be your friend, and you also should be your child's friend. So they want to tell you everything how they are doing. Like I have a little girl. The moment I pick her, if I didn't even come to pick her in school, she'll tell me, Mommy, why didn't you come to school to pick me? She's telling you everything. Somebody did this, somebody did that. Even the teacher that said a negative word, she will tell you. Some of them times they will even think she cannot even sell, she cannot sell these things. She will keep everything and tell you. So, but you give a listening ear. But if you don't give a listening ear from small, by the time they grow up, they tend to look for that friendship elsewhere. And they are not comfortable pouring out, their mind to you. So that is very important. Friendship. Of course, you must have had a very beautiful relationship with your child. Like I have a teenager too, about 16 years. So she's comfortable with me though, but better with her father. She can discuss anything with her daddy. I remember it started when the moment we came back from the hospital. The my husband carried her. Usually at night, babies don't sleep at night. So yeah, some of the times they'll tell me, oh, you go and sleep, go and relax. The daddy is always, during what's it called? He will
Activities.
carry her, put her, they were so close. The connection was so strong. Till dates, they are still very, very close. She feels so comfortable to tell her dad. So the basic line is building that friendship. There's no better friend outside than what you have on the inside in your house. So, of course, you have to cultivate that skill, learn listening skill. You listen to them, create time. Like, yes, you were coming with a lot of pressure from outside. You just want to sit down, you just want to cool off. But this little one is jumping on you, mommy this, mommy that. But you just have to be it. And at some point, they will understand that, look, mommy needs to rest a little bit. Sometimes I see them, the other elderly ones will tell the younger one, don't, please let mommy sleep. She needs to rest. When it is time, you can go and meet them. All these things, they pick them little by little, one after the other.
Okay, now I want to ask, sometimes parents have this issue of technology, social media, influencers here and there, and they're confused. Some are lost as we are speaking right now. Some are, dealing with issues related to that, and they don't know what to do. So now, how can we not navigate this challenges of parenting in helping to guide the children in the right perspective? Because they're confused. The deed has been done. I don't want to go to the place. I don't want to go to the faults now. How can we continue to advocate campaign awareness? What are the things that parents need to foster doing now? Way forward, not backwards now. Let's talk about that. Because did and the man will say, me, I would like to say this because we are about family and values. So
Yeah.
the little you buy speak
I
for those outside and within the country,
Country.
know our values
Still the same, yeah.
And we need to speak just like our encouragement staff. But I want to learn, even though I don't have to learn, you understand, but I want to learn. Now, I'm going to go on lower. I'm going to so better. The night don't cut. Don't throw it the night. How do we heal this wound? Because it has been done. So how do we move on? Because that's where we are now. It's eating, it's paining, it's hurting, it's damaging, it's destroying, it's messing up so many things. How? Help us out.
Well, God knows our frame. He knows our weaknesses. So, but I will come from the spiritual aspects. When it's all done and there is nothing you can do, or it's Yoruba will say, ọmọ yẹn ti rí o, kò bọ́mọ yẹn.
I'm kind of lost. But
Ọmọ yẹn ti wọ, ó ti rí o.
Omoye is a child that is well appreciated.
Okay.
That's what it means. Has now walked naked.
Walk naked. Aha, that's something bigger now.
So
So-
I have helped that.
That's something
I
bigger.
don't need to live without
So how do you cover the nakedness? It's already what is not supposed to be exposed has been exposed. How do you correct it? So I think basically God factor. Inside every human being, there is eternity there. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or whatever religion you are, there is something in the inside of man that is looking for God. So it is that hunger in man, when you channel it to the right direction, you find God. And He's the only person that can correct the wrong that's been done. Of course, you see a lot of our parents, they go to church. The other day I was on the island and I saw this guy. I think he should be around 18 or early 20s. I think he had taken what they call Colorados or something. I know. So the guy is not in his right mind. The elderly ones grabbed him, trying to take him to the barber shop to get him shaved and to clean him up. And the guy was just fighting them. No, I said, I don't want to barb my hair. Just leave me, blah, 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 blah. And I was watching. The mom came, and she was just there looking and was shaking her head and praying. Say, oti bossy. If she could handle. So I heard the woman by the side that was on the other side. She was like, Madam, your child needs a lot of prayer. Your child needs this. People will begin to give unsolicited counsel. I heard the mother telling that woman that, look, I've done all I can. I'm praying for this child and I'm still praying for him. So there is a way out in prayer. Everyone, even those ones that are not so strong believers, they know that there is a God somewhere that will help. So it is that God factor. It is God that changes people. There's nothing you can really do. It is God that changes. He has the capacity to change. And you see that no matter how bad the person has been, when God steps in, God changes that person. Of course, you can help by putting them in a place that will expose their mind, yes, and to do corrective measure and all of that. So, but basically, it's only God that can change man.
Still talking about social media and the menace we see in the society. There was a challenge that went viral, and it was a true or dare challenge, for girls they will dare you to expose your private parts. And truly, girls were exposing it for certain amounts of money. And I asked, where did we get it wrong? Is it that parents should say, okay, social media, because there is a good part of why are we not? Why are the youth of today not exploring the good side of social media? Why are they looking for quick fame? I want to do this quick so that I will go viral. I was on Facebook, and I saw a very young girl. She was talking very nasty with her laptop. And in my mind, I said, all for monetization, or is it you want to be heard or you want to be known? You can say something nice. You can speak motivational words. Why are we always having people come up with nasty negativity just to influence the younger generation? That to a point that countries are banning certain apps. They say we don't want it. The level of corruption in the hearts of younger ones. So how do parents in this whole social media era navigate? Because you can't be with your kids always.
Of
And
course.
you will definitely have a phone. No matter how you say you want to monitor them. Those kids are smart. They know how to do their thing.
We'll find out.
How can?
Well, we keep telling them, we keep talking from time to time, keep explaining and keep showing them. So there is a place of, communication. Like that friendship thing. When your child becomes friend, she's able or he's able to earn your trust. You are able to earn his trust. So whatever you tell that child becomes a law. So they want to hear you. They want to hear your own version of what is happening on the outside. Even though they've seen a lot of things on the internet, this is what is going on, outside. But they hold what you have said in high esteem. So Bible also said, it said, train up your child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. And the Yorubas will also say, oh my, cooking son. So all the values you have put into your child, yes, challenges will come, influences will come. A lot of influence from social media influence is a very strong force right now. But the truth is, the foundation that you have laid, if it is very solid by the grace of God, it can't be shaken. Just like the Bible also said it, that if your house is built on the rock, when storm comes, it will stand. But if it is built on the sand, of course, situations of life, storms of life, whatever influence on the outside will expose the kind of work you have done. Yeah, it will. It will show what you have done. So by the time winds blow, the wind of social media blows, of course they will go to university. Even if you want to be keeping them, they will go. You release them to the world. So they want to forever. So it will expose the work you have done. But I pray in the name of Jesus, our children will not choose to go that way around, because sometimes those
Okay, now I really want to ask you, because we have very few more minutes.
Okay.
So, I want you to ask. Recently, some people begin on AI to find out what is the easiest way to turn the mind off individual.
to turn the mind.
To turn the mind of the individual from the Bible, from the belief, to go the other way.
Yeah.
To the devil's side. Let me see that.
Yeah, I understand.
And there was a soft answer. Like, you can also do it yourself, that's for sure. By AI, that first of all, these and these are the first things, few things it was to do. You don't need to fight, you doesn't need to struggle it. You just need to start moving their hearts in the other side, to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know our children can easily do that too? Just because we're not against flesh and blood, against principalities and power, like this. For someone who doesn't understand what flesh is blood, they just need to blood. It's flesh. Flesh is the blood. Blood is the blood that washed out when you get hot. And they are so much lost and doesn't know the right path. So the question I asked from the other time to this one, what can we actually help save the guide of our children, that it is not everything we see on the internet that is actually the truth. Because they know what to tell them is what they believe, just like what you said. What to guide to. But if you Google and you go through this same thing I just mentioned now, You see the way AI just remove and
Manipulates
give a very
them.
beautiful sweet answer. First you do this, second you listed it. And I tell you, a child that lives in gadgets, in technology, will easily fall
Sweet.
into the technical.
Mm.
So as your final parents out, what can you put together on how you should do with everything. That's why doctors tell you, Google this, you are sick, you are Googling this, you are sick. Don't always Google. Go to the hospital. Yes,
I'll
it's
find
true.
out.
Go to the hospital and do the right thing.
Mm.
How? As
Well,
your final part of
Well,
this.
I would say, first of all, we should realize that we are first of all spirits. I'm coming from the angle of that scripture you quoted, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Life is first of all spiritual. We are first spirit. We have a soul and we live inside a body. So when you settle that fact that look, the real person is on the inside. If the real person is right, then the other one, what you see, this is a case, right? This is our earth suit. So what you see, we follow suit with what is on the inside. So if, of course, if external forces, of course, we know we have, demonic influences are all around. We know we have, the devil trying to play with the minds of people. Basically, what I know, what I believe is that when your children or you yourself, you are deeply rooted in the word of God. You're a new creation, yourself. Everything will fall in shape. You are first of all a spirit. You have a soul and you live in a body. Of course, the soul has to do with your intellect, your emotions, how you relate with other people on the outside. But the spiritual force controls that too.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you so very much. So good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And when your voice comes,
Don't
also,
mind her.
it goes a long way. A big shout
Thank
out to those
you.
two to meet up where you're coming from. Crown, you're sorry, I think. Thank you. A beautiful birthday shout out to you. Happy day. Also to Evangelist Bella, I think happy birthday, my brother. That will continue to flow, continue to grow, and continue to be magnificently blessed. Okay, so this is where we hang today's show. From my side, okay, I want to tell you that let your passion drive what you do with your life. You heard our guest. Let your passion drive what everything you do. Make sure you're on the positive side. Positive. There's a difference between positive and negative. With our children, guide them right. Do right with them. So that they come out right with you. Yeah, we have some children who are stubborn. No matter how long they just want to know how the other side feels. Some do it intentionally. You understand? But you need to be very, very careful and understand what exactly is going on spiritually. On that note, my name is Susan and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, tomorrow is Healthy Thursday, and we have a conversation we are yet to discuss. We'll be talking about bipolar syndrome with our medical doctor here in the studio. Have a peaceful midweek service, and let mercy in all we do. I am Princess Joy Ayo Abu. I'll see you tomorrow. Bless and be careful out there. The roads are messy.